Life Combat. We're coming to you live from the Clear Life HQ in League City, Texas. I have a guest that's hanging out in studio. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and we're going to find out everything that he has going on. Hey, how's it going?
Good.
If somebody hasn't met you before, what's your name, and then where do you train out of?
So my name is Davor Gallegos. I train out of Metro Fight Club, and got a little special event going on later on this month.
Yeah, when is the event? What is it? And I like the concept, but it's different than something that I've seen before.
Yeah.
So who are you competing for, and what's going on?
So I'm doing this event for NUCA, which is like collegiate MMA program promotion, and it got kids all over the country competing for their schools, and I'm competing for U of H. I'm a student at U of H, and very excited for it.
Nuka, I went and looked him up on Instagram, and you had mentioned before we went on air that they had an event out of state. They have a lot of followers. It looks like it's a brand new up and coming promotion. Why Nuka? How'd you hear about it?
So one of my teammates was trying to start an MMA club at UH, and I guess one of the founders, who's based out of Houston, hit him up and was like, "Yo, I have a promotion that's starting. I'm from here. You should compete for Nuka." And he did the event. Both of them did. It was two teammates. Both of them did the event, and they were trying to get me to do it, but I had another previous kickboxing fight, just literally like a week separated from it. So I was like, I couldn't do it.
Right.
And I was like, I'll do the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And they were begging me to do it. So yeah, all the right things lined up, and now I'm doing it.
That event, was that the one with Elevate that was earlier this year?
Elevate, in March.
How did you like, competing for Elevate and working with them? Was that a good experience for you? Everything?
It was a fantastic experience. Everything from just the weigh-ins to the actual day of the event went super smoothly. It was my first real big, crowd. I've done a lot of smokers, and 20, 30 people is different from the Elevate events. So it was definitely very jarring, but it was great.
How do you like competing and I guess training at Metro Fight Club? What is that like there?
Oh my God! Just the amount of talent and just great fighters that are there. Like, it pushes you to be better. And I always say this, but I think it's the best gym in Houston. Just being surrounded by so much good fighters, it makes me want to be better.
Mm-hmm. Why start training at all? Where did that come from, and how long have you been doing this?
Well, I was boxing for a little bit in my preteens, probably since I was 15, 16, and was in and out of it. But I didn't really start doing MMA until I was 18, which is I've seen a lot of the guys now that start since they're like 10, 9 years old. But I picked it up, and ever since then I just I've always been a fan of the sport, so I just never stuck to it. I always stuck to it. So.
Did anybody in your family, did they box, or why did you, as an early teenager, even decide to do that?
Just actually, no one, no one in my family. It was a very big thing when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start doing boxing, doing MMA, because they're like, why? Like, you could be doing anything else, but I was always a fan of the sport. I was always a fan of boxing. Then MMA came on later, and I've always loved the sport. I've always been entrenched in the sport, but it just liked it so much that I just never stopped letting go of it.
What does your family think about it now?
Oh my God, it's always funny because my dad is the biggest supporter of it. He's always at all the events, just yelling his mouth off. And my mom's different. Like, I know for this last kickboxing fight, after the first round, she went into the lobby. She couldn't see me in there anymore, which is but they're supportive nonetheless.
Right. Okay, well, let's talk a little bit more about University of Houston. And I think with Nuka, you had talked about, hey, my opponent's from this school and that
Mm-hmm.
school. But where are you studying?
Right now, I'm studying accounting. I'm in my last year of studying that. And balancing it's hard because I want as someone who's fighting, I want to train all the time. But I have another thing that's just as important, which is school. So balancing it out is always tough. But especially now, I've been really dialing in on just focusing on those two things, making time for both. And it's hard. Sometimes I have to pick and choose what I need to do in a week. But I think I really got it down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not easy, but I think I think I got the right balance of both.
Accounting is very important. I didn't realize even till we got a couple years into Clear Life just how important accounting is.
Yeah.
Just being able to balance things and know where your money's going,
Yeah.
and then also keep everything and do it legally.
Yeah.
I think, right? When did you decide? Like, what made you decide to go towards accounting?
For that, my mom's an accountant, and seeing her, just seeing her how she does it growing up, I was like, this is definitely something that I could do. But everyone needs accountants. Like, that's not a job that's going anywhere anytime soon. So it was a safe pick.
Yeah,
and my mom does it. So
Also, if you need help, with like some of the studying, I feel like that would be a good resource too.
Yeah, definitely. That has happened before when I was like, I need help with this, and she knows everything. So.
Are you originally from this area? Has it always been U of H that was your school, or how did that end up being?
So I'm actually not from Houston. I'm from South Texas, the Valley 956. And I moved. I think 2 years already into my I studied 2 years down there and then moved over here for my last 2 years, just because I've always been dead set on moving out, going to a bigger city, and just Houston was the where all the cards fell. So yeah.
How was that transition for you from the Valley up to Houston?
Dude, it was a crazy, because it's a small town, not small town, but everyone knows each other. It's it's moving to a big city, especially by myself. I don't have anyone over here I basically moved myself into Houston when I was 19, 20. So it was a big transition. It was I'm still kind of getting used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Houston is so big that I'm always discovering new parts of the city, but it was definitely hard.
Yeah. How about Metro Fight Club? So you moved to Houston, 19, 20 years of age. Mm-hmm. You want to get into combat sports or right? How did you find a gym and then decide on that one?
So I was training in the Valley for a couple of years, and when I was moving over here, I told my coach, Vic Martinez, who's in the UFC, I was like, yo, I'm gonna move. I would like to continue training. Do you have I know you've been around. You've done Fury event. Former Fury champ. You would know good gyms over there.
Mm-hmm.
If you can point me in the right direction, I would really appreciate it. And yeah, the first one he said was it was 2 gyms. He told me Metro Fight Club and 4 Ounce, and Metro Fight Club was just closer to where I lived, so that was coincidentally the one that I went to.
Yeah, the facility is really nice.
Yeah,
that they use, huh?
Yeah, I didn't complain when I first showed up. It was just everything was nice, clean. I remember my first day. I was just I just showed up and I was like, yeah, I'm here for Metro Fight Club, and I was like, am I at the right place? Because it was just such a clean. It looked like a doctor's office when I first showed up.
Yeah,
and
the smoothie bar, everything. It's very nice.
Am I at the right place? I'm looking for Metro, and they're like, yeah, we could show you. And it was right when they were having class, so I remember it was literally some movie shit. I show up, and Adrian Yanez comes out from the gym from the front, and they the people out front tell him yo, this guy wants to join the gym, and he's like, do you have a mouth guard? And I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, go, come on. And then that was it.
That easy, huh?
That was that easy.
Yeah. Had you seen Adrian fight before?
Yeah, I was a gigantic Adrian fan. And I didn't even know he was training out of Houston before I moved here. I just moved here and then he was there. It was the craziest thing ever. But yeah, no, I had always been a fan of him, from his contender fight to when I moved. So yeah, it was kind of jarring. Just oh my God, you're here.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of wild, yeah.
Again, we had talked a little bit about your opponent, at least the school that he's from, and I guess tell me, do you know anything about your opponent, even where he trains out of or what school, and then some more about the other schools?
All I really know is that he's from LSU, and just not much else really. Just I know his name, where he goes to, and I like to keep it at that. The day of the fight, we'll see. What he's about. So
mm-hmm. Is he making his debut? Do you know that as well?
He's 0-1, so this will be his second amateur fight.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
After this one, are you looking to compete for other promotions? You want to stick with NUCA, or just I guess see how the cards fall and where the offer comes from?
Well, I had a call with the CEO of the promotion, and he was like, yeah, like, you know, we'll see how this event shapes up, so we could have the third event for NUCA, and then, you know, if you want to continue doing this, maybe in the spring we can have you on again. But you know, I think right now after this NUCA event, I'm just really going forward to do this. Probably Elevate, make my second fight in Elevate or Fury, but we'll definitely see.
What does it mean to you to be able to represent your school, the city of Houston, the Valley, and everything else but in the MMA cage? What does that mean?
It means a lot, like, and it really happened after this last kickboxing fight where just so many people were messaging me like, hey, you're gonna do great, we're behind you. Like, I had never seen any support like that. So it was kind of crazy to me just how many people were like, we hope you do good, like, we're really looking forward to you fighting. And like that had, you know, so many people, so many eyes on me, so much support. It was actually like kind of, you know, it made me feel like very supportive in what I was doing. So it means everything to me. Like, when I go in the cage, when I fight, it's just like, if I don't do my best, I know I'm letting just more than myself down. It's just, you know, other people that are supporting me. So it means everything to me.
That's cool. And it's going to be at Red Owl Boxing Arena. Have you been there before? Have you seen the venue?
I have not seen the venue. I've seen a couple clips from the promo they were shooting. I think they told me it holds like 1,200 people. So, you know, it wouldn't be my first time in front of a big crowd. So that doesn't worry me at all.
Awesome. What have you been working on, you know, within your game? What kind of tools are you adding to your tool bag? Or are you focusing on that you're hoping to execute or put on display?
So, you know, they'll tell you at the gym, they'll simply know me as a boxer. I love striking. I love, you know, throwing hands. And recently, I guess, since I was doing this kickboxing fight, I had really only worked on that, you know, striking, that part of my game. And, you know, I've hammered it over and over and over again. So when it came down to wrestling, to grappling, it was definitely, you know, I didn't like it at first. You know, no one likes to do something they're bad at. Everyone just likes to do something they're good at. So it was hard. It still is very hard. But, you know, I think I've really sharpened it over the you know, this couple weeks that I've been in camp. And, you know, if this guy wants to take it to the ground, we'll take it to the ground. I'm not worried.
Awesome. That's fun. I mean, you just don't know how a fight's going to go, but ideally, you know, you walk out on fight night. What's your ideal situation and scenario? What happens?
Well, I mean, ideally, right, I finish him in a round, you know, quick night at the office, right? But I like experience. I like competing. I like being in that cage. I feel like I've become very comfortable over these ever since this last kickboxing fight, being in that cage. So, you know, if we want to go all three, we'll go all three. But, you know, fast night, go in there, just finish him in a round. But, you know, we'll see.
I guess you got to take it a fight or an event at a time, right?
Yeah.
But whenever it comes to combat sports, what's the overall goal? Like, whenever it's all done, and then what's the goal, I guess, in the short term? What are you looking for?
I mean, short term, you know, right now, it's just get this event, get a win, you know, finish off this semester, probably, you know, stay in shape for another event, maybe in March, April of next year, graduate, and then, you know, I like fighting. I think now more than ever, how much effort I've been putting into this, I feel like this is something that I'm gonna do for a long time. You know, which is very, very much to my mom's. She doesn't want to hear that, but I think after this, I really want to you know, zero in on continuing to fight.
Yeah, and you would have more time even finishing school.
Yeah.
But then that's also it's a great career to have, like you said. That, I mean, having that, your degree and all that stuff, that's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And the job security of that is not going anywhere. But if you are going to explore those things, in my opinion, it's like, now's the time, right?
Yeah. Now that I'm gonna have so much extra free time, I think, you know, sky's the limit for the fight game.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you would be able to juggle both if you need to?
I mean, I feel like now, even with a job, I feel like hours will be more stable. With school, I was always having to run around and do something different times. But the only thing that was stable was the hours I had to be at the gym. So I feel like with a job, it would be a lot easier to balance it out.
Yeah. What about some goals outside of fighting, or even outside of, you know, accounting in school? Like, what are something? Do you have time for anything else? and what is it?
I really don't. I tell my girlfriend this all the time. Like, I literally just go to school, go to practice, come home and sleep. Like, I really don't have time for anything. But
you do have time for a girlfriend, though.
I
So at
do
least
have time for a
you got to make time for that.
Yeah, and you know, she's number 3 in that priority list. But right now, I guess I don't have anything going on. I really want to. I love fighting, so I really got to zero in on this.
Yeah. Does your girlfriend train at all?
No, she doesn't.
What does she think about you competing for NUCA, representing U of H, and making this debut?
She loves it because she just graduated, so you know she always support. She's always going to support UH, but she loves it. She's been at my last event. You know, she's in that area of my mom that doesn't want to see me fight, doesn't want to see me get hurt, but she knows I love it. She knows that I go out there and just put on a show. So she'll always support me.
So my wife, she graduated from U of H. And I feel like there's a lot of people who don't even know that this organization or there's a team of people that are competing at the collegiate level for MMA. So we just got to get the word out there.
Yeah, no, we really trying to been hammering home like promotion, getting the word out there. You know, it's a new promotion. It's hard getting that promo for the news of it to go out. It's super hard. So yeah, we've been really trying to get that out there.
You know, long term, do you think you would stay in Houston? Do you like it? Is there anywhere else that's on the radar? Maybe one day.
I think I've really settled into here. I don't see myself going anywhere. I really don't see myself, especially going back home. Like I think this is home now.
Right.
Yeah.
Where in the valley? What city is it? That
McAllen.
McAllen.
Yeah, I was from McAllen.
So my mom's family is from Mission, Texas. And
yeah, that's down the street.
Yeah, I remember being a kid. And this is years ago, right? Yeah. The drive seemed like forever.
Yeah. And
we'd go all the time because my mom's family, so we'd go visit and all that. But there was nothing. There was nothing on the way. And then when we got there,
it's hot. The worst drive ever. It's the longest 5 hours you will ever experience.
The food was good, but even like like shopping, there was like no like mall. Or I'm like, what do people do for fun? Around here, it's like. There was grapefruit trees. That was cool.
No, honestly, when I tell people, they're like, "Oh, like how's the valley?" They're like, I honestly just say, go for the food and nothing else. Like you have a great time eating and basically nothing else.
But when's the next time you think you're gonna get back there? At least visit family or something.
Well, now my parents come visit me, so I don't think I'm gonna be back there for a while. But I still do have a lot of friends. I first trained over there, so I have my old gym. Who do miss me, but those visits are getting few and far between now, for sure.
Yeah, but your parents probably do enjoy the break from the valley. Like, hey, let's go see Davor.
Oh right? Yeah, for sure. They love coming to Houston. It's a culture shock for them when they come because it's like they've never been outside of the valley, so it's really just like, oh my God, I've never seen like these many buildings.
Yeah, well, one thing about Houston is there's so many different cultures. Like there's a mixture of everybody. And it's almost even, with the city. And whenever I was a kid and we go to the valley, I'm, Mexican descent, I'm Hispanic. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, everybody here is Hispanic. Like everybody here is Hispanic. Like that was almost like it was just odd not seeing like a mixture of everybody just being from here.
Just one type of person. Yeah, no. When I moved there, I was like, wow, there's
everybody.
Yeah, there's everyone. And when I go back to I took my girlfriend to the valley a couple weeks back, and she was just like, "Wow, like it's just a bunch of Mexicans out here."
Is she white? Is she Hispanic?
No, she's Hispanic too.
Okay, but is she from here?
Yeah, she's from here. So she's like, "Wow," and I took her out. We ate all the food. She had a great time.
Yeah, very good, awesome. Okay, is there anything else that you would like to share? Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, go check me out fighting September 28th. NUCA MMA tickets should be out relatively soon, if not out by the end of today. We really want to have a large showing, especially for UH. We're fighting for y'all. We're fighting for the city, so we want y'all to show up.
Are the tickets going to be available from you, or how would they get those from online potentially?
Link in my bio on my Instagram, and they have a website ready. So if y'all can just go get those tickets, it'll be.
What is your Instagram? How can somebody stay up to date with everything you got going on?
So Instagram, it's Davor UHHDAVOR. Yeah, go check it out. Follow, throw some follows on there, and go buy those tickets.
I appreciate you making time and coming out here and hanging out. This is awesome. I'm excited for NUCA. I think it's gonna be a great event. I'm excited to be able to watch you as well.
Thanks so much.
This is Guardy with Clear Life Combat. Y'all make sure to follow Davor social media. Stay up to date with everything that Nuka has going on, Davor has going on. Stay up to date with everything Clear Life has going on. Y'all be blessed.